Jurassic World Rebirth is setting up to be one of the best Jurassic Park movies we've ever gotten. The trailer looks great, looks way better than Jurassic World Dominion, and I'm so glad Jurassic World Dominion's not the last Jurassic Park movie. That movie sucked. That was probably worse than Rise of Skywalker. But with the release of the new trailer, I kind of want to break down what's going on in Jurassic World Rebirth. What's this? What's that? Well, I'm gonna tell you. So probably one of the biggest questions you have about Jurassic World Rebirth is, where are they going? What's going on with this movie? Why are they visiting another island? That was the same exact question I had until I read the plot summary as well as watched the trailer. And here's what the plot summary is. I'm on Wikipedia right now. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's environment has shown itself to be mainly inhospitable. I'm such a fucking idiot.
Inhospitable.
That the survivors now live in remote tropical regions with conditions similar to those in which they were formerly abundant. Zora Bennett, a covert operative, is hired to work with paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis and team leader Duncan Kincaid on a top secret mission. Their goal is to locate the 3 largest creatures within the tropics and acquire their DNA, which contains the key to a drug that will miraculously save human lives. The team crosses paths with a civilian family whose boating adventure was overturned by an attack of roving aquatic dinosaurs, leave them all stranded on the island. Once the site of Jurassic Park's research laboratory, the group discovers that the island is home to failed mutated dinosaurs which have thrived there for decades. There's something important here. Once the site of Jurassic Park's research laboratory. Now you're probably wondering, wait a minute, that's Isla Sorna. Guess what? That is Isla Sorna. They're completely rewriting the history of Jurassic Park. This movie is changing everything we know about the Jurassic Park franchise, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. So if you are not caught up on the lore of Jurassic Park, don't worry, I am, kind of. I'm gonna break down the brief lore recap of Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World. Jurassic Park. The first ever dinosaur DNA extracted by Amber happened at Lockwood Manor, where they cloned an elephant. After that, they moved their operations to Isla Sorna with agreement by the Costa Rican government, with the idea that the dinosaurs made at Isla Sorna would be sent over to Jurassic Park San Diego, which is where Jurassic Park originally was gonna be. But during development, they decided to shut down that theme park in favor of a destination resort, which, you know what? Thinking about it, that's probably a good idea. You remember what happened in Lost World? And started working on Jurassic Park on Isla Nublar, with Isla Sorna being the research facility for Jurassic Park. That was the idea, at least. Because the events of Jurassic Park happened, so InGen stopped all their operations on Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna and just let the dinosaurs do their thing. And they probably thought the dinosaurs were gonna die, but guess what? They didn't die. Because a few years later, the Lost World happened, which caused the Gene Guard Act to be put into place. You probably had no idea what the Gene Guard Act is, because this was never brought up in any of the movies. The Gene Guard Act, formerly the Ethical Negligence Within Paleogenetic Resurrection, was a legal bill passed by the U.S. House Committee of Science in 1997 as a reaction to the San Diego incident. A bill was passed the very same year that was meant to protect the cloned prehistoric life forms. It's restricted access to the islands owned by InGen, presumably only Isla Nublar and Sorna, though possibly to 5 deaths as well, extended the dinosaurs the rights of all other endangered animal species, and forbid InGen and later the Masrani Global Corporation from cloning any further prehistoric flora or fauna. I bet you didn't know there was this much lore of Jurassic Park. But after Masrani Global bought out InGen, they decided to continue doing Godzilla cloning, doing dinosaur cloning on Isla Sorna, which it was a very secret operation. Only a few people were involved, and they created only a few dinosaurs, including the Spinosaurus. Basically, after they were done with all their research on the island, they let the dinosaurs go and let them do their own thing, which explains why in Jurassic Park 3 there was the Spinosaurus, while in Jurassic Park 2 there was no Spinosaurus, because it was created after the events of the Lost World. But basically, that's all we know about the history of Isla Sorna in the original creation of Jurassic Park. Jurassic World was created. Yeah, I think you know what happens in Jurassic World. That's the lore we know. That's the brief history. But the existence of this brand new island puts all the previous lore we know about into question. Because either way you put it, the lore is being rewritten here. Either this new island is where they did research first, but then obviously shit hit the fan. All these mutant dinosaurs were not what they wanted. They were too violent, too not looking like dinosaurs to be put on Jurassic Park, so they abandoned that island and moved operations to Isla Sorna, or this new island is Isla Sorna. Like, those are the two options to what's going on here. And you're probably wondering, what makes you think that this new island is Isla Sorna? Well, they directly mentioned the fact that this was the original research facility for Jurassic Park.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park,
which is what Isla Sorna was at least supposed to be. And there are also temples on the island. I think I have, yeah, right here, hold on. As you can see, they are in an old temple, which we do know there was old temples on Isla Sorna. We know they existed. We didn't see them in the Lost World or Jurassic Park 3, but they did exist on the island. So it totally makes sense that we're just seeing a different part of Isla Sorna. However, I feel like they would tell us if they're visiting Isla Sorna, since Isla Sorna is a fan favorite location and we haven't seen it since Jurassic Park 3. Like, I feel like that would be a huge piece of marketing they could use to promote the movie. Like, we're going back to Isla Sorna. So that kind of writes out Isla Sorna, but who knows? Maybe they're keeping that as the big reveal, like this is actually Isla Sorna. I don't know, I just feel like that's something they would tell us. So it's most likely a brand new island, but where's this brand new island located? Well, my guess, this is my personal little theory, they are on Site C, Isla Moreto. Did I say that right? Isla Moreto? I think that's how you say it. I don't really know. It's actually Isla Moreta, not Moreto. There's an A, not an O. So I keep saying Isla Moreto. That's wrong. It's Isla Moreta. Still not sure if I'm saying that right, but that is what it's supposed to be. Now, you're probably wondering, there's a Site C? Kind of. So around the release of Jurassic Park 3, there were some merchandise that had Site C. But obviously, Jurassic Park 3 didn't take place on Site C. It took place on Isla Sorna. So then for years, it was just this random little obscure piece of toy merchandise. But in Jurassic World Evolution, Ian Malcolm confirmed the existence of Site C, which was on Isla Moreto. Now, Jurassic World Evolution's, canonicity, is that the right way to say that, is kind of up in the air because it's a park simulator. There's probably no part of the timeline where you get to build a Jurassic World. I feel like some of the lore is canon to the movies. Logically, what other island would they have this research lab? Because they have Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna. There's also 3 other islands around Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna. Makes more sense for it to be on one of those fucking islands rather than an island on the other side of the globe. Makes more sense to have one of the 5 deaths to be the research facility as opposed to just a random island middle of nowhere. But that leaves me to the question of why wasn't this island ever mentioned by John Hammond or InGen or anywhere? To our knowledge, there was only 2 dinosaur islands, Nublar and Sorna. So what happened to this other island, which I'm assuming is Isla Moreto? Well, I actually do have a theory as to why no one ever mentioned Isla Moreto. Also, I'm sorry I keep hunting the video with me without the Hawaiian shirt. I'm refilming certain parts of this video. I really didn't want to wear the Hawaiian shirt again. But anyway, why wasn't this place ever mentioned? Well, I think what happened, bit of a theory here. Obviously, this island was the first ever research facility where they were figuring out how to properly clone dinosaurs, which is why they have these mutant dinosaurs and these dinosaurs that are either super violent or super this, super that. There's something wrong with them and they weren't good enough to be in Jurassic Park. But once they successfully figured out how to clone a dinosaur, they moved their operations off this island so they could build a facility so they can actually clone these dinosaurs properly. So they left this island alone, let the dinosaurs die off by themselves, and scraped it off of their archives, wiped them from their history books, so that way they could never be questioned about this island. This place never existed. But obviously, 30 years later, the dinosaurs are alive and thriving, and now people know about this new Site C, Isla Moreta. That's what I think. Is it true? I don't know. I like to think it is, but we're gonna have to wait until the movie actually comes out to know if this is true or not. But anyway, that's what I want to talk about related to Jurassic World Rebirth, I guess. I'm not doing the like!